So on the right side, you're gonna see the bay.
Oh yeah, then we did pass it.
Yeah.
You haven't sent me the thing.
I don't want to be in front of the handyman.
I was down like 4 times. I don't know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Check it out.
Uncle G's jungle
I've seen
tour.
it all over Netflix and YouTube.
I'm gonna creep out of here really slowly because we have Kicky's children.
You gotta wait, buddy. You gotta wait. Yeah, where are you from? I'm from California, from the Bay Area. Okay. Yeah, I live in Napa Valley. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah.
I heard you guys are from Alberta.
Yeah.
How you guys like your
She went away with the spreading of Christianity. As a local, I think it's good and bad. It's great that we have Christianity, but a lot of the cultural things were destroyed when Christianity took over. So, like I said, good and bad. A lot of heiaus, temples, and all that were all destroyed, because of the spread of Christianity. So I will talk about Hawaiian stone building, rock building techniques on your left. They start off with larger boulders on the bottom there. They shape it, and they would place rocks that would fit into it. And they would stack it, smaller rocks, and work their way up. On the very top you see 2 rocks. One represents the sky father and the earth mother. And the legend, or mo'olelo, which means legend, has it that they had 2 daughters, and one had a stillborn son, and they buried the child, and everyone wept over its grave. And what grew out of it is that heart-shaped leaf plant called taro or kalo, and this is a staple food of Hawaii. I'll be talking more about the kalo later. Then again, our walls, there's no concrete, or there's no mortar, there's no adhesives, there's no rebar in there. So when we go up to the Wahipana, our next stop, I'm going to ask you not to stand or sit or even prolonged touching of the wall, because, like again, there's no adhesives holding it together. I don't want anyone getting hurt or the wall falling apart there. So Wahipana, we're entering the area right now. This is a recreation. This one's made for meditation. Wahipana is a significant place. It could be as simple as a heiau, a temple. It could be a birthing stone. It could be where a great battle was fought. There's someplace of significance. I'm going to take you up there right now. I'm going to let down the gate, and you can follow me up.
Say hi, guys.
Was like the guardian, kind of like your TSA. They make sure you're who you said you are, and they would vet you and then allow you in. Yeah. Even the process. Sometimes you would offer him a gift. How you offered him a gift, how many steps you took, what direction you face, the number of steps, odd or even. It was all a real big deal about that. I don't know them exactly because of course I'm a little too young. Because this is ancient times. But they would go to rituals. A lot of times they would chant or do a mele, and they'll let you in or not. If you're ali'i, and ali'i is like the chiefs. If you're ali'i and you said you're ali'i, the third day she severed the shell, threw it in the ocean, That's how we got Mokali'i, the little lizard. And then she threw the back, the body over, and the ridgeline you see in the mountains there, that's Kalua, the long back. So that's the Mo'olelo behind of that. Okay? So I don't know where Hawaiians got giant lizards from, because the nipples are only this big. But if you look at throughout history, like in England and China, they talk about daggers. Hinduism, they have some images of giant lizards. So I don't know if a lot of other people did. So we'll be approaching a fish pond. It's probably the closest view we can get of a fish pond. This fish pond is anywhere from 600 to 960 years old. It's an ancient fish pond, and it's coming up going down your left. The north side of the fish pond, the side we're on, is actually about 10 to 12 feet deep. We grow our oysters here. And like I said, this is ancient that we still use today. And the far side is about 3 to 5 feet. You want it shallow enough to encourage the growth of algae. There we go. Our Moli'i fish pond, not to be confused with Mokali'i, the island there. Moli'i fish pond. Hawaiians again were very, very smart. They had gates in the fish pond. So when the tide got high, they opened the gates, allowing baby fish to get pushed in, and they're going there. And when the tide went down, they lock up the gate, and the fish would get trapped in there to eat the algae. They fatten up, and that's how they got their fish. So during times when the ocean was too rough to go fishing, or if a certain fish was kapu, like I said, the kapu system also regulated when we can catch certain fish. Grow their food, and they're able to cultivate the land, and they're very happy they had a place to stay, something to eat. So they gifted her with all these mango trees. So if you look on your left, you see them throughout the valley there. They kind of look like giant broccoli. I think that's the best way to describe them. Kind of round like broccoli. The leaves are dark, and some of are light green. So anyway, that's Kalama Valley and her mango trees. From the months from about May to about August, this place is covered with mangoes. Some we can pick, but most of them just fall on the ground. And a lot of pigs come in here, and they love eating the mangoes. So when Queen Kalama died, the land went to her uncle, and when he died, he had no living heirs. So the land went back to the Kingdom of Hawaii. Later, it was auctioned off, and the founder of the ranch, his son Charles Judd, actually bought the property in 1880 for $5,215, and he got 1,100 acres. So a little history there. You might see some cattle around. We saw some earlier. We have 3 types of cattle. The fair ones are called Charolais. They're originally from France, and the black ones are from they're called Angus cattle, and the red and the brown ones are Hereford cattle. Let's change the subject real quick. On my right, we have one. I call it the Hitachi Saurus. Really, it's heavy equipment that we use to maintain the trails and to create more pasture land. So all our cattle are grass-fed. What you see on property is what they eat. We introduce no growth hormones in there, so we do give them shots. So people ask if they're 100% organic. We do give them vaccines and shots like that to prevent certain diseases. So I can't really say they're 100% organic, but they are grass fed. We do sell the beef in our farmers market that's open from Thursdays to Sundays from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Good stuff, good stuff. They have a chocolate to die for now. If you have a chance to buy the chocolate, they're kind of pricey, about $10 a bar, but I would just chop it up and give to all my grandkids. Kind of use them to bribe them to get them to do stuff because they just love the chocolate. The cocoa we actually grow on property, but it's processed in another town elsewhere. Oh, I'm getting hungry just talking about it. Anyway, right in front of me is a taro patch, a wetland taro patch. And this part of this taro patch is over 400 years old. We're in the process of growing. Again, the taro or the kalo is that heart-shaped leaf plant. The leaves can be eaten too. You get the leaves and wrap it around pork or chicken or fish, and we call that lau lau. But the main thing of the kalo or the taro is the roots, and they would pick the roots and they would steam it in an underground oven. We call that an imu, and steam it overnight, and then take it out the next day and pound it till it's real pasty, and we call that pa'iai. The first pound is pa'iai. We'd strain it and pound it more, and we call that poi. So if you have a chance to try poi, I would suggest trying it when it's really fresh. I like it fresh. A lot of Hawaiians like it a little sour after a couple of days. They like to eat really salty foods. Anyway, pa'iai and poi could be kept for a very long time, 4 to 6 months. So it was advantageous to take on these long voyages the Polynesians took and the Hawaiians took. So when they needed something to eat, they would just store it in bowls and have water covering the top. They scoop some of this pa'iai or poi out, and they would just mix it with more water, and they would just eat it. If they needed protein, they would just catch the fish right off the boat. They had lures and would catch fish from a Colombian drug cartel. So they just stole from the mansion, and they had to go crashing through this gate to get away. It looks like brick, yeah, but it's actually styrofoam and a bunch of plaster. And those sandbags look like sandbags, but a lot of them are filled with chicken feathers or bird feathers. So this is the gate they go crashing through. And if you look at the gate, it's kind of corroded now. It's made from aluminum, cheap metal, and wood. I often get asked, Uncle D, what kind of wood did they use? I really don't know, so I just tell, oh, they use Hollywood. So, triple frontier. And the magic of Hollywood. 1 minute you are in Colombia or South America, and before you know it, you're approaching Southeast Asia. And this is going to take us to our next movie set. This is from the movie Kong Skull Island. Scenario here is that this helicopter is flying along and it gets pulled out of the sky by a giant ape. Samuel L. Jackson is contemplating what does he do with his fallen soldiers. Some of them are dead and some of them are wounded, and they're at a helicopter crash site. The helicopter we're going to see coming up real shortly here, just a portion of it is from a real helicopter, but the rest was fabricated. I would say over 90% was fabricated using styrofoam, fiberglass, chicken wire, more other kind of wire, and again, a lot more Hollywood in there. So as we make the turn here, it's going to be on your right, the helicopter from the crash site of Kong Skull Island. And there you go. This helicopter was actually, when it was first built, they actually sprayed it, made it look like brand new, then they had to age it. And if you look at the very, very top, there's a round, this shaped thing, dome-shaped thing, that's actually a cooking wok from one of our local hardware stores. We know this because during a windstorm, one of our drivers went to retrieve it. He flipped it over and he saw a price tag from a hardware store called Ace Hawaii, and it was under $10. So Hollywood using what they can find to make things look real or authentic here. So anyway, Go inside. So I'm going through the stream here. The stream is from the movie Tears of the Sun starring Bruce Willis, and also Jurassic World. This is where the Indominus Rex pulls out a trucker. You watch the movie again. Look for that stream. It looks like it's a real big, huge stream, but in reality, you just saw what it looks like is a really small stream. Anyway, typical Hollywood, the scientists, they couldn't leave well enough alone, so what did they do? They mix the DNA from the Tyrannosaurus Rex. They add a little Velociraptor DNA in there. They add some chameleon DNA for camouflage. I think they even added jellyfish DNA. I'm not sure why, but they do. Or was it starfish or jellyfish? I forget already. But anyway, they wrap it, they get it all together and they mix it all up and they come up with the Indominus Rex. And they needed a place to house her, so they built a paddocks for her where she could stay. So the paddocks is going to come up on your right. Now I'll drive by slow when we got a little bit better view of it so you can take your pictures. So this is the paddocks from Jurassic World. And the storyline goes, Chris Pratt has to figure out what happened to this Indominus Rex because it's not in the paddocks anymore. They see scratch marks on the wall, so they think she left. But in reality, what she did, she was just hiding in the back using her camouflage. They couldn't see her, so they open the gate. She comes running out. Everyone panics and they come running out. Chris Pratt had to dive under a vehicle and touch the brake lines and let the brake fluid go on top of his body to mask his smell. And that's how he eludes her. So I'll stop right over here. The paddocks from Jurassic World. Pretty cool, yeah. Anyway, we're going to work our way back. I'm going to jump off for a little bit and I'm going to make sure the roads are clear. And we'll proceed back to the depot there.